I'm back. But yeah, I really am back to the daily video grind. So if you're new around here and you have no idea what I'm talking about, I haven't uploaded in I think 2 months. And I didn't want to stop uploading. I just didn't have the time due to a prior commitment for July and August. But I didn't go away completely. I was still making plays in my Discord to the community, still active in there. And obviously, shout out to everyone in the Discord community. We had a lot of fun this summer. You know, we love celebrating our wins together. Definitely complaining about our losses, particular players. The whole thing is fun to me. This is our entertainment at the end of the day. We love to make money. And I did do the tally, and we were up 5 units in both July and August. So again, even though those bad days can happen, bad streaks, the wins usually outweigh the losses, even when we're not playing as much, and even when we just got baseball going on. But we're getting into the hot season. We got football around the corner tomorrow. That's what we're gonna be talking about in this video, and then basketball is gonna be here soon enough. So for everyone that's new, welcome. We talk DFS, mostly player props, just sports betting in general. Just kind of go through the games, go through what I think, and give you guys some plays. But all backed with data, whether it's market value, whether it's hit rates, whether it's game scripts or things like that. I talk about a lot of it. Sometimes my videos are a little bit longer. I do want to try to make them a little bit shorter, just because I know attention span is not the highest point for us right now. But I do try to give you only data that matters and things like that. Break it down really simply. And yeah, just super excited to get back on the grind for daily videos. So if you're new, again, welcome. If you're returning, thanks for coming back, and I hope you guys are excited for the football season just like I am. So why don't we jump into the desktop screen here, actually start looking at some plays. Before we really jump into it and go over the exact things that I am playing, I want to quickly remind everyone the tools and everything that I use. I'm not going to specifically go into every single one, but any of the tools that I use or DFS platforms that I'm talking about, links in the description of this video. It's a great way to support the channel, but it's also going to be a win-win. If you use my code or my link or something, you're going to get something out of it, whether it's 50% off this tool or a free week of that tool, or $250 deposit match to whatever platform it is. All the info is down below. You can read it. Sometimes I talk about that throughout the video, but it takes a little bit. So I'm just going to let you guys read it in the description. I just wanted to point that out. But for something like DG Fantasy, something I'm going to use on all of my videos every time I upload, I feel like it's important for you guys to actually have a grasp on what it's talking about, why it's important. And it's essentially just a market value tool. So it says right here, JP Sears on the PrizePicks tab. So this is the best play in terms of market value on PrizePicks right now. It's saying, hey, probably take the under on the 5.0 line on PrizePicks for Sears, because all these other markets, all these other billion-dollar companies that have experts of their own, projection models and all these different things, they're all at 4.5, and some of them are at 4.5 and still favored on the under. And I'm trying to make this as simply as possible, but if you don't know what the minus 118 and plus 104 difference is, you should probably watch a video just on sportsbook odds. Essentially, anytime you see plus money, that's less likely to happen. Anytime you see a higher number in the negative direction, it's more and more likely to happen. So Sears 5.0 on PrizePicks, everyone else got them at 4.5. They're saying take the under over there. And I'm not filtering anyway. I could be filtering for the Ravens and Chiefs game, because that's what we're going to be talking about today. But for right now, this is just all PrizePicks plays, whether it's tennis, whether it's MLB, whether it's WNBA, whether it's football, League of Legends. It's showing you all of them and then showing you the data points that's getting them to this percent odds to hit. So that's essentially what it's showing us. And then the next quick thing to understand very quickly here is that we're betting mostly on PrizePicks, Underdog, Betr, Dabble. We're doing DFS type plays, player props. And on these different player prop platforms, they give us a fixed payout system, which we can take advantage of very easily using a tool like this. So if you don't understand what a fixed payout system is, they don't care if I take the lower or the higher, they're going to pay me out the same. So here's Kelsey on the under, Derrick Henry on the over. They're going to pay me 3x for this $100. I'm going to get $300. If I change this to Travis Kelsey over and Derrick Henry under, whatever combo I use for a normal play on Underdog or PrizePicks or Betr, they're going to pay you out the same amount of money. So that's where, I don't want to take, if Kelsey's favored on the under, very heavily favored on the under for his touchdowns, I don't want to take the over. I should take the over on, a sports book if I really think Kelsey's going to take it. I want my bang for my buck. So there's no reason for me to take a plus money play or something like that on a fixed payout system. I want to take advantage and take the minus 130, minus 135, minus 140 plays sometimes that you can find on these fixed payout sites. And then using that strategy, using what DG Fantasy is showing us in terms of market value, we can kind of start going down the line of what's on DG Fantasy, whether you're looking at Betr, which is of course right here, Underdog, PrizePicks, and start making a game script in your head that makes sense. Or you can do that the other way around. You come up with a game script, how you think the game's going to come out, and if there's lines on PrizePicks, if there's lines on Underdog, if there's lines on Betr or whatever other platform you're using, you can start making a play that makes sense to you and also makes sense in terms of market value. So here's a play I have. You can copy this if you want to. Obviously, lines are going to be moving throughout the day, the rest of the day, and into tomorrow. But in my mind, Mahomes is a free square. So again, link in the description for Betr. Sign up. You're going to get up to a $200 deposit match, and you'll get the free square as well. If it makes sense that Mahomes is playing well, Butker's going to, get down the floor, maybe make a few field goals. Worthy might, catch a deep pass or two to get over the 44.5 receiving yards. And on the other side of things, if Zay Flowers is getting over that 4.5 receptions, maybe Mark Andrews isn't getting the amount of receptions that he might want to get. So market value saying, they like Mark Andrews on the under. They like Zay Flowers on the over. This is all a good market value play and something that makes sense in terms of a game script that you can come up with as well. And then same thing for this one, Rashee Rice. This one's almost my, even better one. You can see the 5.5 receptions. That was such a good line. It was pointed out to me by DG Fantasy. And you can see Rashee Rice, PrizePicks just put him back up at 6.0. Underdog and Betr looks like they have taken him off for now. But you can see 5.6, so not even at a 5.5 line, 5.6, very, very heavily favored, minus 129.5. All these different, platforms and sports betting websites that have him at 5.5, minus 135 value on the under or on the over, plus money all over the place on the under. So really, really good value we got there in the Discord with this Rashee Rice play. And same thing with the Derrick Henry play, 15.5 for his rush attempts. So you can see PrizePicks has him at 16, Underdog has him at 16, Betr, very good value, still at 15.5. All these sportsbooks that have him at 15.5, it's plus money on the under and very heavily favored here on the over. So again, we're just attacking market value and making good plays from that. So 2 Betr slips for you guys. Again, Betr, link in the description. You get a free trial for my Discord as well, but you also get up to $200 deposit match. And then taking a look at PrizePicks, which again, I know a lot of you guys are here for, but throughout the season, I'm going to keep pushing these other sites because it's just advantageous to take advantage. Betr has a free square. Take advantage of that free square. And they also have some better lines than these other places. Underdog has a free square for you guys to take advantage of right now. Definitely check out these other ones. Don't just stick in your, if you're comfortable on PrizePicks, I understand that, but branch out a little bit. They're giving you free money when you sign up. Helps me when you sign up with using my code and stuff. And then it also, you get the free square and take advantage of that. But PrizePicks does have some decent lines right here. Zay Flowers, we just talked a little bit about. 4.5 receptions. Looks like that's available on PrizePicks right now. Very good market value, minus 135, minus 157 on Hot Streak. They're essentially saying, hey, we're going to pay you out less if you take the over than if you take the under. The under is probably like plus 100, so very, more likely to go over here. Great market value for Zay Flowers. And I kind of like this combo, fading Mark Andrews a little bit. Obviously coming off the injury, he does look, healthy and ready to go, but they might ease him into things, and Zay Flowers might be the number one target getter, probably will be, and both of them at the same line. I'll take Zay Flowers over, Mark Andrews under if you want to throw that in the same slip. I like Derrick Henry. Not sure where his touchdowns line is, but I'm liking that. I think he's going to get a heavy load. He has played very, very well against the Chiefs in the past. I think he's had like 4 games, a bunch of yards, decent amount of touchdowns over the course of his career against the Chiefs. And his over touchdowns is actually favored here. And so wouldn't be surprised at all if they go to him, in the red zone to get a touchdown for him. So that could be a cool little play. And then on the other side of things, let's say, hey, maybe Baltimore goes up, early. On the other side of things, I kind of like Mahomes here. It's got a good market value for Mahomes. Passing attempts over 37.5. The hit rate on this line is really, really good as well. I'll pull up the hit rates in a second, but Mahomes over 37.5. And if Rashee Rice is going to get, 5.5 receptions, that's what we like, but we can't take it on PrizePicks because it's not available. But we can go to Rashee Rice here and see his targets at 7.5. I definitely don't mind that at all. Again, considering his hit rate on this is really, really good. His normal line for receptions is at 6. They're saying it's favoring the under. That's just because, a lot of these are at 5.5. But, if it's at 5.5, around 6, that conversion rate's really, really good. So I like Rashee Rice getting at least 7.5 targets. So all that into one play. You could see it right here. Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Patrick Mahomes, Rashee Rice, and then I threw Derrick Henry's touchdown in there. I think these guys are interchangeable. If you don't like fading Mark Andrews twice, you could take him out. Or if you don't like Derrick Henry to get a touchdown, you could take him out. But again, pretty good stack right here. It all correlates pretty well when you think about it. If Derrick Henry is going to get a touchdown, let's say Baltimore goes up, Zay Flowers is cooking a little bit. The only thing that doesn't really correlate here is Mark Andrews for the game script, but it does make sense if Zay Flowers is going to get 5+ receptions, maybe Mark Andrews doesn't get 5+ receptions as well. And on the other side of that, if they're down, the Chiefs are going to have to throw the ball. Mahomes going to be getting over his pass attempts, and then Rashee Rice over 7.5 receiving targets. But you could obviously see Kelsey getting in there, Xavier Worthy probably going for the deep ball, so maybe a couple of receptions for him. And that's kind of the thought process here. And wasn't the hottest PrizePicks board for this game specifically. That's why I kind of branched out to Betr, to Underdog a little bit. But also, again, wanted to get you guys some sort of PrizePicks content for today. And this is how I'm running it for now. And then on top of the market value, I do like to go into how they've played and their recent history against a certain team, against other teams, how they've been doing essentially. And Outlier's the best for that. They have a great interface. And you can check out Outlier for a free week if you want to. Check out the link in the description. It's a great way to help the channel. Any of those links in the description are a great way to support the channel. But I'm going to quickly go over some plays visually that we talked about in this video. So Mark Andrews will be the first one. I faded him a little bit for tomorrow's game. Receptions under 4.5. He did that in 7 of 11 games last year. Obviously gets hurt. Comes back a little bit too early in the AFC Championship game. Probably, I think, 40% snap share. Didn't play the whole game. But 2 receptions on 2 targets. But during the time he got injured, we saw Isaiah Likely turn into a pretty good tight end. So if there's any sort of cautious approach with Mark Andrews, maybe he doesn't see a huge amount of snaps. Maybe they favor Isaiah Likely a little bit in the beginning stages of the season, or they play both of them, which might be a little bit harder for Mark Andrews to get that 5th reception, 6th reception. So I do like Mark Andrews on the under here. Moving along to Zay Flowers on the same team here. I think he's going to continue to be the best receiver for this team, the number 1 target for this team, and he's got a great history of going over this. So we can see Zay Flowers, his receptions at 4.5 in 2023. He gone over that in 56% of games, including the game against Kansas City last year in the AFC Championship. So that's a good little data point. And then also I do like to see that he came in hot for, off the offseason, came in, got 9 receptions, kind of put his name on the map. So not a guy that struggles to get into the flow of things during the season. He came out 9 receptions. I don't know how many yards he got. We can actually check that right now, or maybe I can't. Whatever. Probably a ton of yards, 9 receptions against that Houston defense. So really like Zay Flowers. I think he's going to continue to stay hot into this season. A few of the other guys I liked was Rashee Rice. Again, he's going to be the number 1 target for this team. Kelsey is getting older. He'll probably do his thing, but he's 34 years old now. Rashee Rice got a little bit more oomph in him. Next to him, they got Xavier Worthy. He's probably going to catch a deep pass or 2, like I keep saying. Not going to get 5, 6, 7 receptions, but might get a few big yardage plays. But Rashee Rice has shown that in terms of his targets, in terms of his receptions, he was able to do it since he became the wide receiver 1 for this team pretty consistently. And again, you have the head-to-head matchup last year where he had 9 targets, and how many did he catch on that? 8 of 9, so 8 receptions on 9 targets. Again, his conversion rate is really, really good. Moving on to Mahomes, we did the passing attempts over 37.5. Last year, Baltimore's passing defense was not very good at all. Obviously, they made some adjustments, but some question marks there as well. Mahomes over this in 60% of last year's games. In home games, I think it's a 70% hit rate, so do like to see that. And one of these games was against the Ravens, 39. So he went over in kind of all the categories I'd like to look at. And again, if there's any sort of situation where Mahomes is down in the game, maybe they're trailing throughout the whole game, that would be a perfect storm for us to have Mahomes throwing the ball a decent amount. And then lastly, I like to look at Derrick Henry here. We talked about his touchdown line, and I think this is a good situation for him to do it. He's excited. He's got a change of scenery. He's on a championship aspiring team coming from the Titans throughout his whole career. He was running back number 8 last year. He wants to get back into that 1-2 running back conversation, and it's good to see like he's excited to go. He wants to play, and he's got a team against the Chiefs where he has 4 games played, 78 carries, 447 yards, and 6 touchdowns. So a team he likes to play and it has a good history against. So yeah, I don't mind going for Derrick Henry, especially when the market value is slightly favoring the over on him. It's nothing too crazy, but you start looking at stuff like this and it gets you a little bit more excited for that play. So Derrick Henry's touchdown, a fun one, but also looking like a really good play. So yeah, that's going to do it for the video. Finally, back into the groove of things. Excited to make daily videos once again. And we went over a bunch of stuff in this one. We talked about market value on DG Fantasy. We talked about visual aspects of data on Outlier. We talked about a bunch of plays. Betr has a free square right now. We talked about a play on Betr. Underdog has a free square right now. Take advantage of that. Chalkboard has a free square right now. Take advantage of that. PrizePicks has a free square for Sunday's games. They might, bring one tomorrow. Same thing with a bunch of other apps. So check out the links in the description. You can, use all those. You're going to get some sort of benefit from it, whether it's a deposit match, whether it's a free trial, whether it's something of the sorts. And it also gets you access to my community in the Discord. So if you want a fun community where people are always talking sports, definitely come check us out. Again, all the information in the description of this video. So excited to get back in the groove of things. I'll see you guys tomorrow for maybe another video on the Chiefs and the Ravens if lines shift in our favor, or maybe some baseball. Just let me know what you guys want to see. Like always, leave the video a like, comment something down below. Just lets you know that you guys are here and ready to watch again. And subscribe if you are new. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the big game. NFL is finally back, and so am I. Peace out.